Yeah, we got stop rated again. So we lost 700 today. Uh, Pretty unfortunate day. I'm not gonna lie. Not something I was gonna expect. Yeah, I mean, let's go into the trade. It was, in theory, it was a good trade, and then there's some news going on. Basically, if you don't know who Powell is, he was the Fed chairman, makes decisions on Federal Reserve kind of things. New guy named, I forget his name already, but there's basically a guy replacing him, and his first statement was today, and I'm guessing that's what that was from. The next minute after that, this wick here that stopped me out, there was news something about Trump and Vance landing in Iran for talks, but I don't know if that's the reason why it waked up or not. But yeah, let's go into the trade, the day. I mean, it was, in theory, it was a pretty good day. Other than that news, I was basically waiting for that news, and after so much time of waiting and the news not really doing anything, that's why I entered. Otherwise, I wouldn't have entered if it was reacting like crazy, but that wasn't the case today. So basically, market opens and we start tanking down, and we take out London low and Asian low, and we have a bearish SMT on the 4 hour basically from, as you can see, ES did not take out these all-time highs, but NASDAQ, it did. This is above these all-time highs here. So it's kind of showing that NASDAQ is more bullish, ES is more bearish because of that. So I'm basically looking, if you want to ignore all that stuff, after this sweep, we still at the same lows. The SMT is just from that high. So we sweep these lows, and basically I'm looking, okay, so we're moving up, and we inverse this fair value gap here, and on ES we actually inversed it the candle before, so we inverse this gap. So basically I'm looking for this inverse to get tapped into, or equilibrium, or the regular fair value gap, something to just get tapped into basically for me to take a long off this, because okay, we get the sweep, we got the break, we just need to retrace now. And basically, we don't get that. We just keep moving up. We get this down candle, which technically taps into a fair value gap, but I'm not loving this, and that's on ES. I want to take NASDAQ. And as you can see on NASDAQ, we don't really, I mean, we get that down candle, doesn't retrace to anything. Equilibrium is all the way down here, which is also in that inverse. So obviously not enough for me to take a long off that. And then we ended up, NASDAQ's more bullish, so NASDAQ ends up taking out this high, this New York high. So after that, following that high, we start getting moved down, and on ES, more bearish, we break structure. NASDAQ did not, so another SMT, just showing really, really bearish ES and really bullish NASDAQ. And then we get 5-minute retrace into equilibrium right there. The break on ES and then retrace on NASDAQ. I'm fine with, if the more bullish pair gets the retrace and the more bearish pair doesn't, I'm fine with that, and I'll still take it on the more bearish pair, just because I know maybe it's so bullish that it doesn't even, or so bearish that it doesn't even want to go up for the retrace, and so I'm fine with that. So at that point, I'm basically ready to take a trade. And on ES, we actually did end up coming into equilibrium and a fair value gap, so pretty good, pretty solid little zone right here. And then I'm kind of waiting for a 1-minute 1-minute break of structure at that point, and we technically did get it right here. Only thing is, the only reason I didn't enter right here is because I was pretty iffy on the trade. And oh yeah, so 9 o'clock is when the Fed news, the press conference basically happened. So all the way over here, and as you can see, there's nothing crazy going on, nothing like this wick that stops me out. But I mean, it's just kind of, it's choppy, but it's price action. So only reason why I didn't enter here at this trade at this point is because We had I want this is the stop would not be at the second 1 minute high. It would just be at the top of this fair value gap, which technically is fine, but I was because it was super iffy today. I wanted the full setup, so I wanted the second 1 minute high. And by the time we got that second 1 minute high put in right here, so we have two stops there, and then take profit. We're only looking at like I guess it's okay, but it's a two risk reward, and it wasn't the best. So at that point, I'm just like, okay, let's see a little bit more movement so I can kind of avoid this zone and I can go off of this. And second 1 minute high, okay, we got that put in basically like this. And I actually entered off this candle, I think. Oh, it might have been this candle, end of this candle basically. And right there. And as you can see, stop the frick out right there. We might have got an entry right about here, actually. Yeah, it was closer to that. So, literally right away, the biggest wick candle that we could see for the entire day stops me out right after tanks down. Look at that. Freaking missing out on all this. I'm pretty mad. I'm pretty upset. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to revenge trade or anything like that, though. I mean, it's again another learning lesson. We didn't take on. We definitely were focused on half risk. We were not taking this on full risk just because it was so late. The main move, the up move that I wanted, already happened, so a lot of liquidity used there. And with all the news, I was for sure set on half risk. This move up was so fast. Like this whole thing, it wasn't like in a minute. No, this was like 3 seconds and it moved up. So it was so fast, and then it came down right after. It wicked right away. It was so fast that it moved and it put me in for like 700 risk instead of 500. Just because the loss, it moved so fast, it didn't fill it right away. So screwed me over with that, over risked it when I wasn't trying to. And then, yeah, it's super unfortunate to have the stop rated, and then, man, we might even go for this take profit, which is like 8R. Holy frick. Pretty sad to see. Pisses me off, but I mean, one thing I definitely could have done better is entering sooner. And I mean, yeah, it's not a 1 minute high, but I mean, this is so close together. I could have entered where that break of structure is, right there. Yeah, right there. So I could have done that. One other thing. I mean that, yeah. So I could have definitely entered there. I would have still been in, and it was, I don't know. It could have I could have done that and still been in. Only thing is this fair value gap was right here, and that inverse from earlier that never got tapped into. So I was expecting some bit of retrace from this, and I didn't know what that was going to do. But then we started getting into it, and we got like a little 1 minute retrace, and we had a lower low. So it was like, okay, maybe we're going to be fine. We're not going to retrace too high. I do not think this big wick was from the retrace. I think it was definitely news related because you don't see that very often. And then right around that time, another thing that got me, which made me didn't, wow, which made me not enter at the original trade entry point where I still could have been in, is NASDAQ was still trending up. So we're getting like higher highs, higher highs, higher highs here. We never broke to the downside until 940. We finally broke because around that time that I would have had that first entry, we still would have been in an uptrend on NASDAQ. Yeah, it's a more bullish pair, but there's more confirmation if it breaks to the downside on the more bullish pair. And then 940, which is right when I entered. So we finally got the downside. So I was like, okay, even more confirmation. This is looking pretty good. I'm going to enter this. And obviously, instant stop out, and then keeps going. And man, we would have hit like an 8R today possibly, and super sad to see. Would have had like a 2.5 or something on take profit one. I mean, nothing I can do about it. I mean, I definitely, just like yesterday happened, I can't control the markets. I can control my execution. The execution could have maybe been better today. If I'm being honest, it might have been best to sit out of the market today. I did go half risk, but I would have been happy. I would have been a lot more fine today if I could have actually taken half risk, but even though I put an actual limit order. We actually went in for, it was less than half risk. It was $90. Um, so we would have, man, we would have had probably $450 loss. But it puts me in, it literally, yeah, what the heck? It literally put me in almost double my risk just because the violent move up. It probably took me out like right here just because the move up was so fast, and it was, yeah, pretty sad to see. But hey, I mean, what can we do? We can learn from this. We can prepare for next time. Again, like one thing I was thinking about yesterday is I want to plan to risk $100,000 per trade one day in the future, and with that huge number, taking $100,000 loss today on this, or let's say if we want to go half, then we went with the 700. Let's say we took $70,000 loss on this today. It'd be a lot worse. It'd feel a lot worse than taking this loss today on $700. So just that headspace and that zooming out and realizing that it's not as big as it seems is a good thing to do. And got to realize that the day's going to be good. Can't focus on this one thing and let it ruin my day, but I'm going to have a good day today, and we're going to get a lot of crap done. Gonna bag test, do some psychology work at the gym, basically the same things every day, but compounding skills and compounding progress to become the best that it can be. So that's it for today. Pretty unfortunate loss and take profit to hit. Man, it's whatever. It's whatever. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. Do something to get 1% better today, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.